unhappy. I feel like pretty much with everything that I'm saying, I was just unhappy, you know what I'm saying? And it really sucks to feel like that. Like I said, love him so much, but I feel like I was really struggling with that. I feel like I don't talk about how much I grieved that relationship. So when I say that I was having issues with relationships, that is one of the relationships I feel like I was having issues with. Without saying too much, because I damn near signed an NDA, there is a specific person that y'all have constantly asked me about. And my whole thing is this: if you don't see them, that they're no longer around. Even when y'all was questioning, you know, the relationship between me and T, I don't feel like I ever spoke on it 100%. When you're so much more self-conscious of everything, you know what I'm saying? And I am completely victim of that, because I felt the love in that. You know, it's a lot of people that you run all the time, that you can only kick you with, that you can only party with, that you can only do that type of stuff with. But it's like, how many people around you really love you and care about you and want to check on your mental? And even before I was making it, I could just feel my heart beating so fast, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I just haven't been vulnerable in a very long time with a lot of people. What's good, y'all? It's your girl, it's your babe, Just Deja, and I'm back with another video today, you guys. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, okay? And if you're not, finally, welcome back. Oh my gosh, why am I nervous right now? Like we not kin, you know? I can already feel myself getting emotional. Making this video. It has been such a long time. I literally was looking at my page the other day, and I have not uploaded a video in months. Y'all have been DMing me, y'all have been leaving comments, y'all have just been doing everything and still showing so much love and asking me, where you at? When you coming back? Where's the vlog? Where's the video? Where? It's here. It's here, okay? We are about to talk about y'all. We are about to jump right into this video, because y'all know that I'll tell me talk a lot. So let's just jump right into it. And I'm honestly gonna try to be as transparent as possible, because I am just in this new realm of where I'm just tired of not faking, because I feel like I've always been my authentic self, but I just feel like I owe it to myself this year, if not any other year, to just be vulnerable and to live in my truth and kind of let y'all know what's going on and really just full-blown share my life with y'all. I feel like I've always been the type of person that kind of wears my feelings on my sleeve a little bit, but I wouldn't call myself private. I feel like I'm just careful about what I say, because words are very powerful, and I kind of try to be mindful of the energy that I spread. And I don't feel like it's fair to y'all for me to come through and kind of just spew and spread all this like negative energy. So take it how you will, you know what I'm saying, but protect your peace, girl, okay? Protect your peace, which is what I'm trying to do. So just bear with me, because I really don't know how long it's going to be, and I don't know how my emotions are going to be during this video, because I can already feel, you know how you could feel yourself like the tears just like welting up? I can already feel that I'm going to be emotional. So just bear with me, girl. Honestly, y'all, I have just been going through so much. I've been going through so much, and I just don't know. I'm not a person that's very, very good at expressing myself. I kind of try to bury things, and I kind of try to keep things to myself, because I don't feel like my problems are other people's to bear. And on top of that, it's like, even if I was to talk about how I feel, who's gonna do something about it? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody always be saying, like, who gonna come save you? Nobody. So that's literally, I feel like, where my headspace was at. I'm trying to get out of this space where I am just solely super dependent on myself and working on kind of trying to use my village, you know what I'm saying? Kind of be a little bit more transparent. So with that being said, it has been a lot going on these couple of months. As y'all know, I moved to Houston almost 3 years ago, and I feel like I haven't gave y'all any type of updates, but I have gone through relationship problems. I've gone through loss of friendships. I have gone through job loss. That might be like a different video, or whatever, but that might be a different video. Job loss, confidence loss, weight loss, having a son, aka Zeus. Like, it has just been a lot. So I kind of start with a little bit of last year. So I feel like kind of after Jermel left, it was different. And I'm gonna speak on that first, because I feel like y'all ask about him so much, and y'all just love him, love seeing him on my channel. So I'm gonna kind of go into that first. So as y'all know, if you don't know, if you're new here, he is my ex-boyfriend. Okay, he's my ex-boyfriend, but he's also, you know, like my best friend, and our relationship has been very public. It's been on like my YouTube, it's been everywhere, and I'm gonna start by saying that I love and I care about him so much, but we kind of had an understanding to an extent of what our relationship was and what it wasn't. And I don't know if I even ever admitted this to him, but we broke up quite a long time ago, but I still deemed that relationship as savable. I still felt like, you know what I'm saying, I was still gonna try. So I feel like I was here and I was dating, but I wasn't dating intentionally. And I feel like after so long, I kind of was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't wait, I can't hide how I feel, I can't any of that. And so we kind of had a conversation kind of towards Christmas, and I basically was just like, I feel like I'm waiting on you. I feel like I am, in a sense, wasting my time, but I feel like that kind of sounds harsh, but I feel like in a sense I'm kind of wasting my time because I don't know how this is going to go, where it's going to go, you know, and I still feel like I should be pursuing my options. I am a certified lover girl, and if I'm with you, I am with you, ride or die, all day, every day, unless you just so happen to stab me in the back. That is just the type of person that I am. And I'm only bringing him up first. I know he probably like, damn, shots fired, but I'm only bringing him up first because he and I just had was just on the phone, you know, we were just talking or whatever on the phone. And I, like I said, love him so much, but I feel like I was really struggling with that. I feel like I don't talk about how much I grieved that relationship, and I kind of was just still showing him, still, you know, all of this stuff, but still knew that I had these feelings, you know what I'm saying, for him. And I feel like I was kind of stepping on my own, in a sense, potential when it came to dating in Houston. I had my little twos and fruits, but I still feel like I wasn't taking anything serious because of that. And I told myself that once the new year came, I wasn't about to play with nobody's son. Not saying that I felt like he played with me or anything like that, but I just felt like I didn't want to play the waiting game. You know, we had the conversation where he kind of felt like he was still kind of wanted to do what he wanted to do, and to be honest, that hurt my feelings. And you know, I'm just a girl, and I had to cope with that, you know, and I had to decide for myself that this isn't what I wanted to do, you know. I can feel myself getting emotional right now for what, but I kind of was just telling myself like, this is just isn't something that, you know, I want to do. So I tried to cut off no contact, y'all. Tried to cut off no contact. I changed my number. I did all of that. Like, I've had the same number since I was literally in middle school. So anybody who ain't got this new number, this Texas number, they cannot get in touch with your girl. And what did I do? Well, actually, I didn't do anything. Somebody gave him my number. It's just, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with trying to completely let that go. So when I say that I was having issues with relationships, that is one of the relationships I feel like I was having issues with. Also, without saying too much, because I damn near signed an NDA, in regard to, you know, things that's kind of going on personally with like my family. I feel like my relationships were not struggled, but kind of strained a little bit when it came to my parents, you know, since I've been here. And not just our relationship personally, just like all of us as a collective, you know. And I feel like I was struggling with that so bad. I feel like I'm an empath, and a lot of the things that were going on that I couldn't control, I could feel, even from down here, you know, that I could literally feel them. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to be happy and be in peace and, you know, living their truth and all of that stuff. But it was just super, super straining for me, and to the point where I was feeling alone. I was feeling like, you know, nobody's happy up there. I was feeling like I'm ruined, you know, like my family. I was feeling all of these type of things. With these relationships that I've talked about thus far, I felt like my feelings were just put into a box. Like, I wasn't able to talk about how I felt. I wasn't able to vent about how I felt because of whatever is going on or whatever. And I felt like that wasn't fair to me, and I feel like it started making me just hold everything in. And so I just put myself inside this box, and I was not able to be vulnerable. I wasn't able to tell anybody how I felt or anybody what was going on or anything. So, you know, I kind of feel like I start having this automatic responses, these automatic like responses. When somebody would ask me how I'm doing, I'm always going to say good, because if I'm not, what about it? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's such a terrible way to think about things, and such a terrible feeling to have, especially when you have all these people around you that love you, you know what I'm saying, but still are kind of putting you into this box, you know what I'm saying. And I feel like I've come to the conclusion with that I just have to do what's best for me. You know what I'm saying? I have to do what's best for me. I have to talk about how I feel. I have to let those things out in a way that is healthy, a way that helps me. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I kind of feel like this is my way of doing that. So me being transparent right now is kind of hard. It's making me nervous, but I'm trying my best. On top of that, y'all have seen me literally run through friends. Y'all have heard multiple story times about things that have gone on in my life and crazy events that, you know, I feel like have shaped me and caused me to be how I am now. There is a specific person that y'all have constantly asked me about, and my whole thing is this: if you don't see them, that they're no longer around. I'll do a separate story time on that specifically, because I just feel like it deserves its own explanation. And I really battled with myself on even making the video, even this video, because I don't want, one, to make nobody look bad. I don't want to make nobody feel bad. I don't want to do any of that stuff, but I'm starting to like realize that people who ain't looking out for me, I should look out for me. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. I feel like I should look out for me. So I have literally battled with the friendship that y'all continue to ask about. I have battled with myself time and time again about making a video at all. I've asked opinions of others. I've listed pros and cons on if I should make that video about that friendship. And honestly, y'all, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it based off of the fact that I feel like I wasn't respected, based off of the fact that I feel like I was talked about behind my back, that I feel like I was stabbed in the back, and that I feel like my sisterhood, what felt like a sisterhood to me, wasn't one to this person. You know what I'm saying? So that hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so, I'm just struggling with relationships as a whole. I'm just struggling with relationships as a whole, and I'm tired of it. I'm ready to be let free. I'm ready to talk about what I want to talk about, and I just feel like whoever's going to feel any type of way about it is just going to have to feel it, because I don't feel like it's fair for me to just feel it but everybody else be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you can grow in comfortability. You know, you have to get uncomfortable to grow as a human, as a person, and that's something that I'm trying to work on, or something I'm trying to do. It's really just to speak my truth and finally get it off of, you know, my chest, off my shoulders, everything. Like, when me and TV going out, y'all, when me and TV going out, these conversations are had so much, because it's just like a unbelievable situation. You know what I'm saying? Even when y'all was questioning, you know, the relationship between me and T, I don't feel like I ever spoke on it 100%, but I will in that video when I talk about, you know, why the other person that y'all used to see in these videos are not here anymore, because I feel like they correlate. You know what I'm saying? And T is my sister, you know what I'm saying? That's my sister, period, point blank. But I am gonna tell y'all the story, you know, once we kind of once I do that story time or whatever, and kind of let y'all know what was going on with that. So I was very much struggling with those relationships. On top of struggling with relationships, I feel like something that's not talked about enough is the mentality that you have to have when you're like on a weight loss journey. As y'all know, y'all have been here for such a long time. I'm not skinny by any means, but I am far from what I used to be. Okay, minus a hundo, so y'all know, minus a hundo and counting. Okay. Thank you, takes a bow. You know, before I kind of get into that, I just want to thank y'all for even like, for y'all noticing, for y'all being supportive, for y'all wanted to know meal plans, so y'all want to know what I did, all of that stuff is coming. I'm going to do some ebooks. I'm going to start posting some workouts and things like that. I am just on the ground when it comes to this type of stuff, because I do feel like my life, it has definitely like my own journey, and I do want to share it with people, because there's a lot of stuff that we don't talk about that I feel like, you know, people will never say, but they feel too, or they go through too. So I definitely want to share that with y'all. But back to what I was saying as far as the weight loss journey and everything, I don't think that people talk about enough like the strong mentality that you have to have when you're going through like a weight loss journey. I have always been confident. I have always been pretty. I have always loved myself. I've always beat this face down. I've always dressed, you know what I'm saying? I've always done all of it, and my attitude has always been the same, you know what I'm saying? But when you see that people are treating you different because of how you look, you know what I'm saying, because of what you wear, all of that stuff, it's different. And then it's like you have this thought in your mind of damn near not killing yourself, but literally killing yourself to maintain what you're looking like, or to even look better than that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, people are noticing, and it makes you feel good. You know, you get that dopamine, it makes you feel good. And I feel like I have like that scarce. I have that scarce of, you know, being looked at how I was before. In a certain extent, I have a fear of overeating. I have a fear of all of that, you know what I'm saying? I have a fear of that. And you know, I used to always get comments like, oh, you pretty. It would be you're pretty, but you're pretty for a big girl. I don't get that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that anymore. I just get the you're pretties or whatever. And so it feels good to me. And so I have this thought in my brain where I'm out and I'm enjoying myself and I'm like, oh, don't eat that. Oh, don't do this, don't do that. I feel like some people might look at that as discipline or call it discipline, but I kind of feel like that's like a little bit straining, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you go through so many moods and so many trimesters and so many thoughts of, you know, yourself, and you're so much more self-conscious of everything, you know what I'm saying? And I am completely victim of that, you know. I'm completely victim of that, and I feel like sometimes I will shrink myself because of that, you know what I'm saying? And especially where I live, I'm very, very confident, but especially where I live in Houston, Texas. Okay, they out here with these big old butts, they out here with these little waistlines, they out here with all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it's different, you know. It's completely different than if I was in my hometown or whatever the case may be. So I'm not saying that I'm not confident, but I'm saying that something that you see all the time makes you conscious, you know what I'm saying? Makes you conscious of yourself. And I feel like I struggled with that for a minute. I feel like I still kind of am struggling with that. I feel like I got so unmotivated to the point where I'm like, I'll never get here, or I'll never get there, or I'll never look exactly like how I want to picture myself, or wear exactly what I want to wear, to the point where instead of working hard to do it, I just became completely unmotivated. And so I feel like if I was completely unmotivated, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to make no YouTube videos. I didn't want to work out. I didn't want to do anything on top of all the relationship struggles that I was kind of going through. So it was just all of that piled up on top of each other, you know. So that's kind of what I'll say about like my weight loss journey. On top of all of that, you know, when it comes to making content, I feel like a lot of content creators, a lot of them, they don't necessarily have 9 to 5s. They kind of put in the work to where they don't have to work a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that I admire, something that I want, and something that, you know, starting today that I'm trying to work on, you know. So watch these videos, I'm trying to run it up, but something that I'm trying to work on. And so I was working a 9 to 5 at a job that I completely hated. I absolutely hated having to get up. I hated having to spend all of my days working for somebody else. I hated having to work 40 hours a week for somebody who's paying me shit. I hated and still hate having to clock in and clock out of somewhere and somebody telling me what my worth is based off of a resume. You know what I'm saying? I just had this like enlightenment of things that I hated, and I hate it, you know. I hate that. Like, imagine literally getting up and doing something that you absolutely hate every day. Mind y'all, I'm work remote, so I work at home. I don't have any, you know what I'm saying, body here or any coworkers or anything like that to where they make it better. You know, when you find good people and y'all connecting, you know, y'all work in the same space is different, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't have that, you know what I'm saying? Don't have that. And so it's very different, you know. So I'm here all day, I'm here with Zeus, he whining, he crying. I get 2 15s in an hour on my hour break. I want to take a nap, or I'll, you know what I'm saying, walk the dog, or I'll run errands and stuff like that. On top of having a super shitty schedule, a super awful schedule, like just unhappy like just unhappy. I feel like pretty much with everything that I'm saying, I was just unhappy, you know what I'm saying? And it really sucks to feel like that, you know what I'm saying? It really sucks to literally have to wake up to unhappiness all the time, whether that be a relationship, whether that be a job, whether that be whatever it is. It's so draining, you know what I'm saying? On top of the fact, if you feel like there's people that you can't talk to, there's all type of stuff that's going on, you know. All type of stuff that's going on. So I just felt like I have just literally been struggling with all of that stuff. I have just been struggling. I feel like all of these things made me not feel worthless, but it made me not worthless, but it made me just feel unimportant. It made me feel not cared about. It made me feel less vulnerable. It made me want to just pretty much go into my shell. Like, I remember literally my cousin Bree, y'all know Bree, my ace boom cool, she literally sent me a voice note, and when she sent me this voice note, I just started bawling. I started bawling because she was just like, you know, telling me that she was just checking on me with all the stuff that was going on, you know, with family, with the relationships, with work, you know, even the pressures that come with being here on your own, you know what I'm saying? She was just saying that she can tell that, you know, she haven't seen me and that I done went back into my shell. And I feel like that's so fucked up. And I feel like nobody else should make me feel like I have to go back into a shell. You know what I'm saying? I kind of always been like a little bit passive. You know, I've always been like a little passive or like nice and like all of that stuff. And I'm just really working on asserting myself and letting what the fuck I feel be known, and letting where I stand be known, and standing 10 toes down behind myself, you know. And I remember just bawling, you know, because she said that, and, you know, she was just telling me, you know, she's like, you know, we miss you on YouTube, and, you know, you still have supporters, you still have people that care about you. And it just made me feel happy tears. It made me feel happy tears, you know what I'm saying, because I felt the love in that. You know, it's a lot of people that you around all the time, that you can only kick you with, that you can only party with, that you can only do that type of stuff with. But it's like, how many people around you really love you and care about you and want to check on your mental and really want to make sure that you're okay, you know? And I'll be the first to admit that I don't have a super ton of people around me like that, because I try to keep close circles based off of the relationships that I've had. And I admit that I have been too trusting in the past and things like that, so I'm working on it. But it's just a good feeling to have. And I'll just say this, like, people always talk about, you know, how bad a friend was and things like that, and bad friends, but I feel like we should celebrate and talk about people who really love us and really check on us and really create a sisterhood and a safe space for us to be vulnerable, you know. So I feel like this is me doing that. So anybody who's done that for me, that I've been comfortable enough to talk about it with, I just thank you so much, because I really couldn't do this video or even get back on this camera without it. You know, I literally had to get kicked in the ass to make this video, y'all. I literally had to. And even before I was making it, I could just feel my heart beating so fast, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I just haven't been vulnerable in a very long time with a lot of people. So that's something that, you know, definitely meant a lot to me to hear her say. Other than that, Zeus is good. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot having a dog. I don't know if I could have no baby. I don't know, y'all. I don't even know if I want kids. I don't even know. I'm so focused on trying to get my man right. I don't even know what it is that I'm trying to do or I want to do at this time. I'm really just trying to focus on just being a better me overall, being a better friend, a better daughter, a better significant other when the time comes, a better dog mom, just everything, you know what I'm saying? I won't like drag the video or anything, but I kind of wanted to give y'all like an insight and really just like vent on, you know, what's been going on. And I'm so proud of myself because I didn't cry, but I'm pretty sure y'all seen me well enough. But I'm working on it, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for still supporting, for still being here, for still, you know what I'm saying, caring, because I'm literally just a girl behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really fuck with me the long way. Like, I don't think, like, people underrate how good of a feeling that is. You know what I'm saying? It's the world is so crazy. It's crazy to have people that actually fuck with you, even if they being nosy. Whatever. That, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So it just means, you know, a lot to me. Going forward, I will have a couple of story times, because even though I was kind of vague in this video, I do want to give y'all more content, more videos on kind of the significance of these situations and why I feel so strongly about them. So I definitely make some videos, make some story times and things like that. I am going to start vlogging again, and I am just hoping for the best. I hope that y'all continue to love me, and y'all can continue to support me, you know, send a nice little affirmation up into the universe for your girl, because I still need it. You know, I was wounded, I'm healing, you know, but I appreciate y'all and I love y'all so much. Just make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how y'all been doing, what's been going on, how 2025 is treating you, and if you have dealt with anything in these videos that I have dealt with, and this video that I have dealt with. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. But just remember, we listen and we don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. Okay, let's turn it up a notch. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.